Show them how much you love them with Bob Martin.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. It's lovely to have you back with us in the loft. Now, we take a slight deviation as we speak about your pets. And remember, parasites worm their way into most pets' lives at some point. Deworming is an important preventative measure for reducing the chance of these parasites and improving our pets' health. Fortunately, Bob Martin provides a range of deworming options for both cats and dogs. Now, you need to keep your phones handy because we're giving away some of their products a bit later on. But when in our pets' lives should we deworm and how often? In the loft to help us get a better understanding is Veterinarian Dr Jennifer Stock. Now, Dr Jen, I'm probably going to answer one of your questions for you about when you know your dog or your cat has got worms. Because I remember as a small child, I used to live on the school property and we had this dog that would roam the property and have a good time. And during one of my prize givings, he decided to make his proceeding from the one side of the stage to the other side of the stage, dragging his bum across the floor. And we knew that it was time to have our dog dewormed at that specific point. I remember being so embarrassed. What exactly is deworming and sort of where do these dogs pick up these parasites?
All right, so in terms of picking them up, they can pick them up anywhere and everywhere. Unfortunately, your kittens and puppies that you get from welfares or breeders already have quite a high burden. They're infected when they're still in the womb by the mother. Oh. And while they're drinking milk, they get infected. So it's imperative that while your kittens and puppies are young, you deworm them then. And then just in the general environment, if your dog does its business out on the grass and another dog comes and sniffs along, that will be a source of contamination. And also fleas. So you might think that your deworming is sorted and your dog has fleas and it sees other dogs that has fleas and they transmit the worms as well.
Wow.
And last but not least, we can give them to our pets ourselves.
Sure. So when it comes to actually contracting the worms themselves, once you've given them the vaccination as a puppy, can they contract the worms again?
Yeah, so it's an ongoing thing. We don't, unfortunately, there's no vaccination against worms. It's an ongoing treatment. So when they're puppies and they have those first 3 vaccinations, we deworm at every vaccination for 3 months to kind of get the worm burden down really as low as we can, yeah.
So if we don't get them vaccinated, what can happen to our puppies and cats?
Horrible things. So if we don't do anything and the animal's in a relatively safe environment with a low worm burden and low risk, they might have a few worms and that might never actually affect them. But what we see a lot with dogs that are in high-risk environments and have high worm burdens is they become anemic and they become acidic and they lose weight. So they can't put on weight, their bellies get really big and rotund, and people often think they're fat, and meanwhile they're starving. And that really pale gums, there's some worms that feed on blood once they're inside. So it can get really serious. In most cases, not too bad.
So I've mentioned the way that I figured out that our dog had worms was when he was dragging his bum across the floor. And I think that's the most common way to spot it. What are the other ways we can know if our dogs or cats are suffering from worms?
So if your dog hasn't been dewormed recently and goes outside, it does have worms.
And goes outside, what do you mean?
Into your garden, it sees other dogs, you have birds in your garden, you have birds on your veranda. Your dog will have a very low worm burden, which puts him or her and yourself at risk. The other signs, like I said, if you look at your dog's gums and they're quite pale, it could be a problem. Diarrhea could be a problem. The scooting, the very
Is that what it's called, scooting? I don't know how to use it to make it not sound terrible for television, but scooting, I like that.
Worms is one of 3 things that causes that scooting, so it could be that. Or just a dog that, you're feeding it good food, it's not putting on weight, it's got a kind of a scruffy coat, and it's just not doing well.
Okay.
So those would be your main...
So then if it can contract them so often, how often should we then go and get our dogs vaccinated? You mentioned a couple of times.
Yeah, so the vaccinating is for your diseases, and that just happens as routine right at the beginning. Deworming is a lot more your responsibility. It's not something you even need to go into the vet for, but it is something that depends on each animal's lifestyle. So 3 to 4 times a year is actually the safest way to go. So every 3 to 4 months. Obviously, if you have a cat living kind of in an apartment on the 4th floor that never goes out, never sees other animals, twice a year is fine. And if you're going up the coast and going to farms, you might need to do it once a month. But as a rule, 3 to 4 times a year should be good and keep them safe.
Awesome. Dr. Jen, thank you so much for sharing this advice. Hopefully some people's eyes have been awakened as they realize, I have not done my deworming in so many months. So hopefully we've inspired some people. Thank you so much for joining us in the loft today. Today we are also giving away another 500 Rand hamper courtesy of Bob Martin. All you have to do is SMS the keywords Bob Martin, your name and city to 33728. SMSs cost R1.50. T's and C's do apply and are available on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. For now, though, let's join Bonnie for a cup of tea. Hello YouTubers, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel because we've got full episodes available for you. All those really cool interviews we've done, all the cool performances are right over there for you. So all you have to do is click subscribe. It's somewhere over here on this side of my face. Click it right now. Do it.